friendos, welcome back. I'm sorry, I was on vacation and I didn't have Cookie Clicker going. And now I have Cookie Clicker going again. Like an idiot. Like a monster. I should probably ascend, but I'm trying to make sure that I have all the achievements that I can get before, or that you can only get before you ascend. Let's see, what else? Click this, here you go achievement. How do we get this one? I'm cheating. No? No, that wasn't it either. I don't know. Hey, Blom. All right, this is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. We're actually doing something. We're here for a reason. I was also playing Littlewood Forever yesterday. I don't know what it is about. I think it's probably just because I'm stressed that I've been playing extremely soothing, extremely repetitive games. I actually feel like my stress level is decreasing a little bit. We're getting a little bit better. A little bit. So maybe I'll get back into real person games. Hey, Gibbs. Are you decreasing my stress level? No, because you're horking at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know where you're horking. They are. That is the dang truth. Oh. Okay. I only had to go to work for a little while today. Yay! It's fine. I've worked every weekend for the last 4 weeks. It's fine. The little cat in the big city. I feel like... Did you retweet something about that on Twitter? Because I feel like that's the first I experienced it was, like, today from somebody on Twitter. And I went, I should look into that later. Then forgot until right now. In gaming general? Alright, maybe that's not what I was looking at then. I've been not great at following up on Discord. I don't know, I thought I saw some cat something on Twitter. It's a different thing. Oh right, I forgot Conway is still extremely broken. And it is very annoying. Alright, so if you missed the beginning to Kentucky Route Zero, we're looking for Kentucky Route Zero, which is a... I don't know how to describe it. Alternate plane of existence, marginally real highway route, maybe? I think we're on it at this point. If you're saying, what are we doing in this place specifically, that I don't really know the answer to. Eldridge Road, yeah, there we go. A concept, yeah, exactly. Oh, sure, I talked to him for a bit. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy. I was happy for the company. Can't sleep in a storm like that, I never could. Why can't you sleep in a storm? Bad memories. Besides, it leaks back here. You have got to fix that roof. There was a steady stream running down the back wall and right through my, this little exhibit thing. Anyway, it was just going like a river all night. It's a damn hazard. You got wires everywhere. Don't you people have anybody to look at this stuff? We're in a museum right now. I don't quite understand why or what the museum is. We ought to get some real chickens in that coop. Do some homesteading. Now, these folks know how to live off the land, you know. You know what I mean? Sure, we'll look into it. No. Ever since we went away and came back, Zeno has been extra needy. Like, afraid we're going to go away again. I feel like we need to get him another cat. We should call the Federal Bureau of Control, yeah. I think you need to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go into the stable? No, they just poked around a bit and talked about barns. They were pretty boring. That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of struggling along. They found some treats in the doghouse exhibit. That seemed to cheer him up a bit. Did they? Hey, Beanie. It was a weekend. The moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest, or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit a tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the cage, making out a tuneless scale like a child's xylophone. And then they moved on. I had to get up yesterday at 3:45 a.m. to bring one of my designers to the airport. Because the last time I had him leave that early, I told him to take an Uber. Which apparently 2 Ubers canceled on him and he almost missed his plane. So I'm like, I don't want that to happen again. Nope. Also, it cost him apparently like $70 to take an Uber on a 15-minute ride at 2 o'clock in the morning, or at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, that's too expensive for me to reimburse twice, so I'm just gonna drive you. So, yeah, I meant to stay awake because I'm stupid. I meant to just stay awake through it, and then hopefully that would help me reset my sleep schedule because I've been getting so tired at night. Like 5, 6 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. And I'm not good at fighting when I'm tired. I'm like, well, I'm sleepy, let's go to bed. And then I wake up at God knows what. And, it just keeps getting worse. So I thought maybe that would help me regulate, and it kind of did. I came back home and went back to sleep, and I slept until like 10, so I'm hoping tomorrow will be better. I don't know. I'm still real tired right now, so I don't know. It is an awful time to be awake. It's okay if you see it from the back end, but not from the front end. My mother gets up at like 3:30. Of her own volition. And she works a normal job. I don't understand that. A little bit of a psycho, but you know, I don't know. Oops, that was me. Sorry, guys. Boop. Okay. She does go to bed at like 6 p.m., yes. Hey, Steph. No, the cats are terrible enough as it is. They keep waking me up. They're all getting along enough to all 3 of them sleep on the bed now, together, like at the same time. But our bed is not large enough for 3 cats and 2 people. So next stream goal is gonna buy us a king-size bed. That's not true. That's not gonna happen. I literally cannot fit a king-size bed in the room, but I can dream. I was playing in that empty cabin and they came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell him. Where did Dr. Truman go? It's a secret. Ezra told me, and I can't tell anyone else. Who's Ezra? Oh, he's my age. He doesn't really live here. He's just passing through with his brother, Julian. First, they're gonna help us, but I can't say any more about that. We have a lot of secrets. The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Do you want to hear a weird story? Of course I do. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. I told him nobody lived there, so he went inside. He took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. What did he find in the cabin? He went upstairs, and he also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dog. What did he do upstairs? He looked in some boxes. He looked out the window. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. He could tell it was all put together, how it was all put together. And the cabin, too, he could see the shape of it better from up there. Now the part that is weird. He said he went into the basement. That cabin doesn't have a basement. Staircase in a closet, secret door on the floor, dug through the ground. I like dug through the ground. It's kind of... I don't know that it necessarily... I don't know. I feel like Conway has some depths. Or at least I choose to play Conway as though he has some depths. Hey, Asher, I'm doing great. Then he found a rope leading... Oh, he dug through the ground to get there. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit, and he climbed down. It was so long, his arms got very tired, and he fell in the dark. He didn't get hurt, though. I'm pretty sure I made him get hurt. I'm pretty sure I chose that he got hurt, and if I didn't choose that way, he wouldn't have been hurt. He crawled through a tunnel where he found a hidden garden. She really wants that aphids, those aphids. The garden was very dangerous. He was trapped there for a long time, a prisoner in the garden. He had to sleep there. He woke up on the floor of the cabin. He came back outside, and we said goodbye, and I didn't talk to them anymore. Well, that's interesting. Huh. Alright, so the museum is like, it's a museum of dwellings. No? Oh, okay, so we got around to the front again. Hard to navigate around in here. I never mind lurking. Lurking is wonderful. I'm the biggest lurk on Twitch. I prefer to watch things while I do other things, so I very rarely talk or talk for a long period of time. If I talk, I say hello and then I do my other stuff. We were working in the greenhouse and I saw them come up the elevator. They were lost, obviously. It was obvious. Oh, of course. I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building, Sure, the rounded metal one. Did they go inside? No, they just looked at it for a bit. I don't know that I'd feel safe setting foot in there, personally. It always looks like it's about to take off. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas. They still stopped to examine this strange building. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that. But I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. Should even out shortly, I'd say. And pay a close attention to the weather. Hard not to up here. The strangers wanted to know how I coped with the exposure. I guess some people never understand the appeal of life on a sailboat. It's tragic, I'd say. Well, then they had to leave. Looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. I know we keep calling him old man, but I don't remember him starting that old. Laura was playing down on the lower level, and we'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know them. Did they seem dangerous? No, nothing dangerous about him, but you just can't know, can you? How could you? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer, I think? It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were here looking for a buyer? Yeah, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. Hey, lady. Oh, no. Those aren't fair. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is it? Oh, we got a couple of them at the shop, but this is the only one that runs. Oh yeah, with a truck you've got to keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use a truck. We just carry the houses. That sounds very impressive. Oh. You know what? Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out to the forest every night, and then we bring them back at dawn before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then bring them back in the morning. And Dr. Truman is in the forest already? Yes, ma'am, he's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago, and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. Is your family out in the forest? Oh, no. They're... I don't know where they are. Me and Julian were looking for them for a while, but... Anyway, we have a job to do here now, taking these people out to the forest at night so they can sleep. And maybe if the rest of them will be like Dr. Truman and want to stay out there, we'll go back to looking. Can you tell us how to get to the forest? Thank you so much, lady! For 45 months, I really appreciate it. You have to follow the Green River way out east and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I just gotta call him over. I'm not gonna make that sound. I'm too tired. Oh, good, it's a bird. Great. Are we playing Dark Souls? From this height, the museum looks like a blocky crater slowly filling with rain. Man, I love this visually. It is very wordy, yeah. Oh, I forgot. I didn't realize I was steering. An all-night diner by the side of the road. The lights are on. Five people hurriedly carry large objects from an apartment building to a van. The larger two are hauling beige shapes nearly their height. The smaller three clutch brightly colored objects under their elbows. Most of the lights in the building are dark. The yard's empty, the windows boarded shut. Yeah, I did see the bird in the background, but I don't know. I assumed it wasn't going to interact with us. I was, of course, incorrect. I know it told us where to go, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm kind of just chilling. I know it said the roads don't go there and we have to cross a lake. Okay, so it doesn't seem like we can go any further out that way. That's a hell of a lake. A forest. Oh, I can move. Oh, I can't go any further this way. Oh, that's straight up an eagle. Holy shit. It's okay. Just take it easy. We've got to get back on the road. We will, but we need to get this leg looked at first. Right now, you're no condition to haul anything out of that truck, even if we do find Dogwood Drive. Why is this delivery so important to you? Is it too loud? My last delivery. That's poetic. Oh, you're retiring or something? Or sorry. Lisette's closing up the shop. That sounds right. That feels right. For this, that feels correct. How'd you come to be with these people? What do you like to do? Oh, sorry. How'd you come to be with these people? I bet you were pretty wild when you were younger. Well, I like you anyway. Oh, he was talking to Blue. I'm sick and lonesome and I'm feeling kind of blue. Feeling kind of blue, boys, feeling kind of blue. Wonder if this song would be different if we had picked a different name for the dog. I'm lonesome and I'm feeling kind of blue. I'm on my long journey home. Shouldn't be much farther now. I think I see where the settlement ends over there. These are some fine-looking trees. Yeah, really nice. You a tree enthusiast? I like birds. Birds like trees. Okay. I can follow that logic. You're in a lot of pain right now, aren't you? I just need to rest. We're almost there. Dr. Truman will have a nice couch or something you can rest on. And some medicine or something, I don't know. Have you ever been over to the lake? I went there once with my folks. We had some burgers, pretty great. Do you have any family you're close with? Brother or sister? Kids? Just Lisette's family, I guess. Oh yeah? Husband? Bunch of kids? Oh, I don't know anything about Charlie. She had this great kid named Charlie, but... Sorry. I guess I was always closest with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. She was always on her own wavelength, but we were the same age growing up and everyone else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry, and I guess I just stayed that way. I never really understood her, but I knew her. Lonely without someone like that around. Sorry, you're a good listener. I bet you come from a big family of dogs. Dogs have big families. I like that. You're always surrounded by family. Sounds nice.
I'm sick and lonesome and I'm feeling kind of blue. Feeling kind of blue, boys. Feeling kind of blue.
He's inside with Dr. Truman. Are you coming in? Sure, I'll come in. Dr. Truman lets me watch TV sometimes. My folks never watch TV, but I like the way it looks. You said you lost track of your family earlier? Yeah, it's easy to get lost, especially out in the woods like this. I never really get lost, though. I just look out for Julian. He's always around. My folks had a really nice house. Bigger than any of these houses, but it made them worried all the time. Then the bank took it back. We had to sleep in the bus station, but I could never get to sleep, so I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far, and he never got lost, but when we came back in the morning, they were all gone. We'll help you look for him? Yeah, okay. Maybe we can all go looking again later tonight. Let's go see what's on TV. Oh, that's sad. I'm sad now. I don't remember Conway being this old. Just tall. I don't know. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realized how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts that you can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something. Or, you know, some kind of administrative thing? I don't know. Haven't seen what arthritis did to my grandmother and my best friend in high school destroy his wrists building synthesizers. I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship with that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, Thanks to all those seminars, I'm an expert on the medical uses of Neuropinol. Trademark. It's not so bad. So how about that leg? What happened exactly? It's like something grabbed my leg in the dark. Grabbed? Like an animal? Or a piece of machinery? Well, that could be ugly. I've seen some joints twisted right out of... Never mind. Well, let's start the examination. We need a sad emote. I was thinking about that the other day. Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. That is sad. But that's like sad relative to something specific? Damn. They're singing about hard times. Yeah, everybody has it pretty rough right now. Even if you just want to go home, you'll have problems. Like, it'll be too dark and you get scared. It's hard sometimes, but things have a way of working out. Dr. Truman's gonna help your friend. He'll be okay. But it's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future, be a bit gentler with the leg or the way you walk, but you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So the anesthetic we'll use is called Neuropinol. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process, and then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Neuropinol takes effect. Then I'll get started. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I'm contracted with recently acquired an energy company that has some different standards for billing and revenue, so it's a bit complex now. Oh, we are tripping balls. Fucked up. Out to lunch. Outer space. Well, okay. Oh shoot, that was a whole act. Alright, I need a sweater. Give me 1 second. Hang out with Mr. Gibbs. Gibbs, how could you? Gibbs, you abdicated your duties. Gibbs, why? Oh, Act 5 in January? Nice. That's good. Maybe I should have waited, but that's okay. I think I liked the first act better than the second act. The second act, I think I was so distracted by how hard it was to walk that it seemed, I don't know. It got tedious. Got a little too much tedious. The Great Resignation, yes. Too goddamn hot. Cool in here. Yep. Like Babylon outside. Goddamn, you're right. Well, cool in here. It's an oasis. Wonder how Ted's holding up. AC! Down there they all have it. Sure, you're right. I've never been to Texas. Oh, sure. They all have AC. Too cold almost. In July even. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's the living. Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? Meet some tall thing at the hotel bar? Nah. Ted's a good man. Nah, I know. He wouldn't run around. You're right. How about a beer? No beer today. Hard times whiskey. That all you got? It's a good whiskey. Local. Yeah. You take deliveries from them? Sure. It doesn't seem like I've dropped any frames, no. Okay, I've dropped 94 frames. Maybe I am dropping a couple frames. I lost track of what's going on. We're still talking about the whiskey. Who are we to judge? Sure, who are we? No one of consequence. What's all this? What's all this bread for? Sandwiches? Rain's Law? The old ones went bad while you were on vacation? You have a good time? While the sandwiches rotted? Oh, you know me. Couldn't shut it off. 7 days on a beach and all I could think about was work. You know, the new kitchen. Maybe hire a hostess, you know? A hostess. At the lower depths. Crazy. Nah. It's not so crazy. I was in a bar. Down there in, New Orleans. They had a hostess, some dive. She seats you and I don't know. Points out the specials. Could have specials every night in here. Drink specials. You make cocktails? I feel like I should do something else. Nah. Food specials. Monday night, chicken. I don't know, grilled chicken? Caesar salad? Class it up, you know? Best would have liked it. Here's the best. Yeah. Let me grab a... Here's the best. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. About that sot in the corner. Oh, me. Not bothering nobody. Been here long? Soon as I opened. Got started a bit earlier, I suspect. On a bender, huh? Sleeping in a ditch or something? You don't think... Maybe Ted... Nah. Ted's a good man. Honest. Well-liked. Well, he's liked, but... He's well-liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Somebody has to. The hammers. They don't sell themselves. Here, here. It's just hard. Head on the road. It's tough all over. What to do all day? I'm here, I guess. Lem Doolittle's original script has it for a reckoning has almost no explicit stage directions. From the author's essays and letters, we know Doolittle thought of the writer as an equal partner with the actors. The actors should have equal authority to write by acting into what Doolittle called the living script. Ooh, that's interesting. Given the lack of stage directions and our own interest as a company in foregrounding the physicality of theater, we made the bold decision to borrow the stage directions from his rarely performed pantomime A Barfly and fold them into the action of A Reckoning. We've always thought these two pieces as related, so it's been a very natural gesture to perform them simultaneously. K, E, and on the same stage. N, T, U, C, K, Y. Thank you. I feel like there's probably a sign for the word Kentucky, but I don't know it. Student production is audacious. We have the right to lie, said dramatist our Todd, but not about the heart of the matter. Obscure playwright Lem Doolittle seems to have made a project of this distinction in his play A Reckoning, originally written shortly before his mysterious disappearance, several decades ago, and published posthumously. The play is a favorite among companies wishing to show their knowledge of local cultural history. How unexpected, then, to encounter a production that treats the script so irreverently. The student company has gone so far as to change the title of the play and even add a new character, a silent, uncredited actor who pantomimes drunkenness with all the grace of a dog trying to escape from under a duvet. Still, the staging of the entertainment stays true to the heart of Doolittle's work. Perhaps that's all these students owe him. Lily Thurston, Adair County News. Oh, so KY? Interesting. Thank you. That makes sense. I'm here, I guess. Sure, that's what I do. Cheap drinks, conversation, and the entertainment. Sure. What's tonight? Oh, tonight it's... Oh, Junebug. I'll stay for that. Need some music, get my mind off Ted. Something romantic, you know? A love song from when the world was young. What time? Around 8, maybe. Well, set 'em up slow, or I'll sleep right through it. Put it back on that. Weird dinosaur show, will ya? Ah, those history programs don't make any sense. I prefer the nature programs. They think they can just say anything on TV. I don't believe there to be a damn word in the Bible about dinosaurs or on the Ark. Been a long time since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church, though? Nah, not since Bess. It was her church, really. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. Well, I'm curious to see where they're going with it. They've got you now. I just think they're gonna run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the Ark. I prefer the nature programs. Yeah. So your vacation was good? 7 days poolside. I thought you said it was a beach. Oh, sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool? Or a beach? Oh, maybe I don't remember. Weird. You think I'm making this up? No, Hey, Harry. Are the old folks here? Just me and Evelyn. All morning. Hey, Evelyn. And that's Sot in the corner. It's me. You're early, Pearl. Your parents usually don't roll in until the evening, 5 or 6. Everything all right? Oh, sure, thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here, and let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand you a drink. All Harry's pouring is Hard Times whiskey. That all you got? They make a good whiskey. Well, sure, but you know, the rumors? Rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, Harry. You driving, Pearl? Oh god, no. You know they want almost 40 cents a gallon? I had the early shift, so I just walked over. In this heat? You still working over there at, Ace Jewelry and Loan? Joe Harden, proudly trading shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. At least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. With Joe, it's more likely a hangover. Can it be both? Well, I know you see more trade than I do. Must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't the word. And now Ted is out shilling for quality hammers to make up income. Have you considered quality hammers on your shelf? We made the switch recently and business has tripled. Of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. Evelyn. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. No. Harry, you've been traveling, right? Sure, yeah. Down in New Orleans, just taking a break. A vacation. Looking around for ideas. Tell her about the pool or the beach. Evelyn. Sounds nice. And the hostess. I may just cut you off. So, the pool or the beach? Yeah, Harry, which was it? Well, it was a week of relaxation and now I'm back. He still looks stressed. If you don't mind me saying. Yeah, he just looks like that. Well, sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. No, I get out. You still drive that old truck? Well, I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. The hell you say? That must have been years ago, Harry. How do you get around now? I take the bus. Or I walk. You walk to New Orleans? Watch it, Evelyn. I didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Harry, did you really go to New Orleans? Now, just where do you two get off? Sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and get back to drinking. Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, who's on tonight? Alright, this is like really long. Doolittle must have been an odd bird. Many playwrights spend as much energy on precise descriptions of the play's set as they do on the dialogue, so my job is finding ways to be creative within constraint, but Doolittle only describes settings poetically. To be honest, I think he'd have preferred there wasn't a set at all. Well, here I am, building one anyway. Serves him right for disappearing all those years ago, the enigmatic wino. But I don't mind a drunk, but I hate riddles. Lula Chamberlain. Wakefield stuns and entertainment. The premiere at Buffalo Street Student Theater was a curiosity. 2 obscure plays by a local author were simultaneously presented for the pleasure of a handful of baffled patrons. The result, an absorbing, if unfocused, drama about the ills of debt and dishonesty. Certainly the highlight is Sarah Wakefield's performance as Pearl Slade, the young woman who tries to rid herself of her parents' debts. She's a revelation. Sadly, her verve and imagination do little to salvage the tepid pantomime of the barfly. A character who perhaps could have done with a few lines after all. Levi Tolbert, Kentucky Post. That's... Link. Hey, NHM, thank you so much and have a good night. I could use some sad music. I came here to break some hearts. What's that? To dash dreams. What are you talking about? Gotta talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Hang on now. No, it's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them, you know? A debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest and I don't want to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow, I'm sure. No, it's not that. The thing about debts is you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. What's that mean? I'm not saying anything, but I know debt, Harry. I see it all day. It's all around me, like a thick gray fog. It's in the air I breathe at the pawn shop. They have new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that? New technology? It's a new kind of debt, Evelyn, and it's a mess. What do you mean, a new kind of debt? You know what we do at the pawn shop? Secured loans. We don't buy used goods. We take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff. Sure, I get that. It works for people who couldn't get a loan otherwise, I guess. Now Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term, unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There's no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper, and he can sell those debts to a bank. Who's borrowing like that? Who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it? The only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop? You think so? I know it. Don't you see? I look like you. You can trust me, but Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no money in lending, but there's money in usury. Well, that's in the Bible. I won't be his shill. I just have to save a bit more, and then I'll go to California. I'll be a real clerk at a credit union or something something ethical. I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, my tab is in good shape, I think. You're behind, too. Not as bad as the Slades, but with Harry, the only thing I owe you is a handshake and this whiskey you're about to pour me. Let's say this one's on me, Pearl. I'm good for it. For today. Let's just say it's on me. You're awfully strict about cash for a guy who just got back from a vacation. Drink up, Evelyn. Maybe you'd better find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get reckoned out from under you. I'm out for a bit. I'll be back to disappoint later. Not long enough? Couple of old deadbeats. I'll stay for the entertainment. I won't throw you out, but just remember what I said. No? Management material. That's what he said. Is that so? 11 years behind a supermarket till. You're damn right. Damn right. I have commitment and reliability. That's what he said. Management material. I bet they raise you to $3. I bet $4. The responsibility. Whew. You see Pearl today? She was working all day, I think. Usually doesn't work mornings. The Slade women are all getting promoted. I think they just put her on another shift. What's the morning shift like at a pawn shop, do you think? Black coffee and desperation? Let's celebrate. Harry! Another round. We're celebrating 2 promotions in the family. Talk to Pearl today? She worked all day. She was here earlier. Looking for you two. She'll be back. Why don't you just pace yourselves till you talk to her? We're celebrating. Pace yourselves or pay your bill. Why are you so stuck on a bill all of a sudden? You sunstruck? Sure, you know it's twice as bright when you got the ocean and the pool both reflecting at you. Evelyn. You catch sight of any alligators? This sucks. Sure, it was gators everywhere. A swamp. Big sandy swamp. With a pool and a hostess. What's that? Set him up, Harry. Junebug will be here any minute. And we want to be receptive. Alright, but I keep track. There'll be a reckoning. You folks hear about the reckoning? First I've heard. What's up, Harry? Short on your bills? Let the books get away from you? That's an ignorant thing to say. Been doing my books for 10 years, keeping this place alive all on my own ever since Bess. I ought to just let you run that tab up until you drink yourselves underground. No, he didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Yeah, Harry. You know I'm only joking. Sure, I know you're joking. Alright, let's drink. I better slow down. Hard times whiskey comes on strong. Don't want to end up like that boiled owl in the corner. I can't tell anymore. I hear they have some secret ingredients or a secret process or something. Something in the wood they age it in. Yeah, something strange in that wood. Drink up, Larry. Don't call me Larry. Sounds like I'm an old man. Alright, Silver Fox. Now you. I'll let it slide. Another? Hey, see though. I don't get paid until Friday, and I haven't seen Pearl all day. She can pick it up when she comes back. Can she? Don't count on it. What the hell kind of thing is that to say on our own daughter? Generosities have limits. I don't know what she said, but the Slades are good for it. This family takes care of our own. Sure, we'll get it straightened out when she comes back. Better get here soon or she'll miss the entertainment. Shouldn't Junebug be here now, Harry? Yep. That's what you get working with artists. Good entertainment, but it's always late. This is pretty late, though. We'll stick around. We're celebrating. Sure. Yeah, not expecting a late-night sentimental call, and if he does, let it ring. The philanderer. Last drink, Evelyn? Oh, go on, Harry. I just want to hear some music. Well, she better show up soon. Writer's notes. Oh, God. Thank you so much, Chloe, for the bits. Writer, if anyone leaves, let them leave. The theater is not a prison. If anyone coughs, cough also. The theater is not a sickbed. We minister to the audience. We revere the pains of the audience. Lem Doolittle. Yeah, we haven't gotten to fix them yet. I'm so tired. The conclusion of the entertainment is obscure modernism posing as tragedy. We can only presume that this is another of the company's experimental interventions into the original script, as it betrays the human drama so carefully erected over the prior 3 scenes. Lula Chamberlain's setup is unpretentious and realistic, with a handful of confident lighting cues. The dialogue has an easy facility for barroom banter, but a disconcerting habit of setting into familiar grooves. An uneven but decent production. Nathan Masters, Lexington Herald. Lula. Yeah, I gotta get rid of the spoop sounds. I gotta get rid of the spoop background. Gotta do some new things. I love this song. I've never heard it. It's a love song. It's a Valentine. Sure. Ever been in love? Nope. Me neither. Well, there's Ted. Son of a bitch. Evelyn, you love Ted, right? He's the son of a bitch. Out on the road? Selling hammers and hammering shop girls? You know he isn't. Well, I wish you would. You don't mean that. Sure. I don't mean that. He's the son of a bitch. But you have to stick by your family. Sometimes. If it kills you. Do you? Why? You just have to. Why? Love this song. What if they're better off without us? My folks could get better with money. Ted could, I don't know, meet someone new. He wouldn't. He's a good man. Would you? Ugh. All I want is to be free of parasites. Keep my own money, pay my own debts. Don't be a fool. Buy me a drink. What do you want? I want to run a hardware store with my dear husband. Evelyn, I want a whiskey. Is that all you want? And a love song. She could have said Sure. Pearl, you could have said something. I shouldn't have to say anything, Dad. Letting us just sit and soak up a debt? We're celebrating. Pearl, it's supposed to be a celebration. Don't you know the news? Larry, drop it. So celebrate. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not paying for it. Your mother's gonna be a manager. So put a manager's salary on that tab. It's not... Well, sure, they said she's management material. What kind of material are you, Pearl? Maybe. He said maybe. I'm made of sweat and blood and beer. Just like you raised me. Well, that's a damn strange thing to say. Sure, my hands are cut up, but you're a loan clerk, and your mother is a manager at a supermarket. Damn it, Lawrence. It's not settled. Not settled? O'Neill just handed you a promotion. Why can't you celebrate? Rosa, what did he say to you? Remember what he said to you? He said, didn't he? He said maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually, management material. Keep your chin up. Maybe eventually. Sooner or later. How's that, Dad? Enough. You can still settle. It'll just take longer. I should look again. Just sit with me, Larry. Let's just wait for the music. Get away from the awfulness. We can celebrate. The Slade women are moving up. Eventually. If she's this late, she's not coming. Where's Junebug? Where's the entertainment? I said, if she's this late, she always shows up. I got nothing better to do. You gonna settle up first? Don't be a fool. Watch it. I'll buy you a drink. How about a water, Evelyn, and maybe call it a night? Time is it? I love this song. It's relaxing. Like the sun by the pool, on a beach full of gators. God damn it, Evelyn! Harry, your language. What would Bess think? Good Christian woman. God damn it, who cares if I did or didn't go to New Orleans? She didn't mean anything by it. Maybe I just sat here alone in the dark. Would you like that, Evelyn? Is that what you want to hear? Watching nature programs in the dark? Just me and the deer, and the gators, and the goddamn dinosaurs. It was Harry's ark, Evelyn, 2 by 2, out of the flood and into the poorhouse. She's just drunk. All on my dime. Well, there's gonna be a reckoning, all of you. Just stick around and you'll see. God, I might as well read a book to you guys. What are you talking about, Harry? What reckoning? I want to hear another love song. There's Junebug. I hope she never shows up. I can't pay her. The money's run out. What's that? It's gone. The money's all gone. I let you sponges soak up so many free drinks now I can't even stock the whiskey without striking a deal. No more whiskey? Harry, what kind of deal? Doesn't matter. You can't blame us. Harry, we're just a little short. From time to time. Just leave, Pearl. You just trust me. Okay, I'm leaving. Are you sure? I'm sure. You don't deserve this. All I want is a love song. And a whiskey. You'll have plenty of time for whiskey. I just want to be left alone. That man is like a straitjacket. I know, Evelyn. If only he'd meet some tall young thing on the road. I know. 11 years behind a supermarket till. Keep your chin up, Rosa. Eventually. Maybe eventually. Now you should all clear out. Where would we go? Just let us wait. Just let us wait for Junebug. We're good for it. We just want to have a few drinks, see the entertainment, then we'll go home. You don't understand. Sure. We know you're struggling. We're all struggling. Harry, you said you have a deal, right? God damn it, you don't understand me! Harry, your language. What's to understand? We'll settle our debts soon. Rosa's in line for this promotion. Oh my god. All they want is debt. They feed on it. They put it in the whiskey. What? What the hell are you saying? He'll be here soon. The boy from Hard Times. There'll be a reckoning. Harry, our debt's not to the distillery. It is now. I traded it. I sold it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. Thank you, Evan. Wow, that was a really interesting setup for a really interesting payoff. Hmm. '83 and sunny now. Looks like it's gonna get up to about a 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight, so get out those parasols. Haha! Major accident just ahead on the Bardstown exit, so if you're headed to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Sugar? Just a little. I forgot how you take your coffee. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. I heard you yelling. Bad dreams? We were up on a roof, Ira and I, and Charlie, eating a light supper. I was drinking sweet tea. Charlie was reading. We were surrounded by other houses, closely packed, huge sidewalks. It must have been what's the word? Subdivision? That's it, I'm sure. Below us, a group of people were gathered, standing quietly. A man was reading from a book. I asked Ira about the weather. Would it rain on Tuesday, or would the sun set, something like that? He wouldn't answer me. Then Charlie stood up, and I told him to watch his step, and then I remembered. Woke up before I could stop him. I always told him to test each tile with a heel first. If it's a heel, you can kick it back and still put your toe on something solid when the tile slips. I remember your lessons. He just wanted to study his... what was it called? I feel like aviation would be unpleasantly ironic. That's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. Oh, it wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's... an accident. Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. That truck will outlive us all. I hope you're right. I'm glad you'll keep it. Ira would have wanted you to have it. It's been running since Charlie was born. Ira took me to the hospital in that truck. So did you once. Your knee. My new knee. Plastic. It'll be like a souvenir. So, long drive? They said they couldn't come in person. Maybe just to shut in. I don't recognize the address. The order's all... I'm sure we can fill it. Guess that'll be the last. I guess it will be. The last act of Lizette's Antiques. Oh, what's the word? Finale. Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. More coffee or something. Or I've had too much. Getting harder. Yep. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Oh, that would be too sad. Those are Charlie's old books. I thought we could look at them together. That sounds nice. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Of course I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s. That's every 10 minutes, brought to you by the Consolidated Power Company. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, hoping you turn your humble home into a mansion. After this. I like the parallel of the three of them. And then the parallel with, oh geez. What's her name? Lynette? No, I forgot. The other lady and her two, David and Jonathan. Is it David? Was it Daniel? Jonathan? I'm not great with names. Was the leg a debt? Is that what we're getting at? But that's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here that they'll only want a bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it, so... I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neuropnol is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you lost time? I guess so. Been about 2 hours. Feel like I got some rest. Good. About that leg, how's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well? It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out under his feet. Shingles? What are you talking about? Who slipped? Your thoughts and feelings are probably a little nebulous from the Neuropnol. It's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two regardless. Conway stares remotely at his leg. Let's talk about a few things you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. I should have plenty of resting time coming up soon. Good for you. Vacation, or... Shannon casts a reassuring glance in Conway's direction. Well, at your age, I want to be clear. You should expect lingering effects of the injury for more or less the rest of your life. Don't immerse it fully in water. Avoid extremes of temperature. I'd stay away from dusty roads and mountain lions as much as possible. Mountain lions? Good advice in any context. Best thing you can do is keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth moistened with water or isopropyl alcohol. Oh, it is literally it's real. It's like this. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. You have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. Don't want to think about the bill right now. Tell them about the payment plan. Yeah, that's one of the atypical clauses. I don't really have any control over the bill now that the Consolidated Power Company bought my employer. They handle everything. So it all runs through your electricity bill now. You can pay it back in full on your next billing cycle, or you can get an energy credit payment plan. You'll have to call Consolidated for more details about that. I don't really understand how it works. Something about generating electricity to send back into the grid. Oh, one more thing. Don't be alarmed if you experience any side effects of the Neuropnol. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Mood. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside, we can head back to your truck. I don't remember Ezra being in a suit. Why were we in the museum otherwise? Oh, we're fast again. You get some rest back there? The doctor seemed nice enough. Got in over his head is all. How are the drugs treating you? Streetlights seem a bit brighter. Oh, like trails and tracers? What do you mean? Oh, never mind. Your pupils are probably just dilated or something. My dad got a hold of those eye drops once. They stimulate the muscles in your eyeball and dilate the pupils. I guess they have some medical use, but one of the other miners said they'd help him see in the dark. But then he had to wear sunglasses all day. The drops lasted too long. My folks had a peculiar relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration stuff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs and small patches before something or other would get contested, and we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. If a cut got infected or her migraines were too much to handle, Mom would talk to so-and-so, who knew so-and-so, usually another minor, and end up with some pills. And instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy anecdotal warnings and superstitions, like all this lore that came with it. Like magic. Dangerous, mysterious. Ever run into any problems? Sure, yeah. Stuff would be expired or mislabeled. Mom was allergic to penicillin, as it turned out. That was scary. And one time, in high school, we forgot these pills to help her focus. She was so smart, but always going off in different directions, mind racing, like 5 conversations going on in her head at once, if you're lucky, and you're lucky if even one of them is with someone in the room, you know. So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school, too, failing my history classes. She offered to share the pills. Did it help? At first, yeah. Helped a lot. I had a kind of presence and clarity of purpose that I never really had otherwise. I didn't want to stop taking them. One day I was sitting on my bed, my notebook was open next to me on top of a textbook. I was holding my pen in my hand. I remembered this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly, with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny nothing moment. My mom patching up the side of a bird cage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on that image and that sound. The kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding, scraping copper against paint like bowing a rubber violin with a railroad tie. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of my bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirst, patching that bird cage with a 1,000-yard stare. Well, that's not ideal. Oh my god, I can fucking move again. Thank you, Julian. Oop. We are looking at that bird. Who was I before and who am I now? Why did I switch over to Ezra? Oh, now I'm... It's weird. Seems like I can't go any further to the left. "9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day of the year except Labor Day. Last admission is at 4 p.m. daily." Damn. By the door. You folks lost? And then what? Ben, you're being very uptight right now. Yeah, there's the 3 of them, too. Huh. There's just a lot of trios here. You're right, it's unlocked. I'm not sure it's finished in there, though. What's finished? Would it be better if it were finished? Can we be sure of that? They're pretty friendly in there. Hush, I think I heard a voice. Maybe a security guard? I didn't hear anything. We're just too late. Let's come back tomorrow. Alright, let's go in. If everything's shut down, it'll be pretty boring. Any of you folks know a diner or something around here? What? I said it'll be boring. No, We have flashlights. Look, if we visit by day, we'll see what they want us to see. If we visit by night, it's all up to us. Emily, Ben, and Bob argue about whether to enter the museum. Okay, I guess that's it to do here.
I feel like I should talk to Julian.
Gosh, that's so weird. Why is that switch like that? Head back to the 0, I guess? I have no idea what we're doing. I hope these are the right files. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're what Lula was asking for, but it's kind of a mess in that storage facility. How do we get back there, though? The entrance at the farmhouse was gone. Let's ask at the gas station if he knows another route. The truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the road next to a fallen tree. A tree! Dun dun. Probably not a great place to sit, Ezra. Nothing to be done? Can you take a look at it? I guess I could poke around in there, but I don't know a damn thing about engines. Wait, is this why you always leave your truck running? Lizette's is up on a hill, so I get the picture. Anyway, do you know this area? Anyone around here that could give us a hand? Looks like the road crew's been out here. Hey, we should call someone. Do you know a good towing company? Sure, Lucky Boot Collision and Towing. Here's their card. Lucky Boot? Alright, I'll give them a call. I hope I can get a signal out here.
Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear.
Hi, hello. We've got an old, I want to say diesel? Old truck just stalled out. Sure, it's late for me too. Your card says open 23 hours a day. Yeah, we have a car. I mean, it's a truck. We're broken down by the side of the road. That's why I'm calling. That's... Okay, look, we need to get back onto the road here, and I'm sure you're busy too. Are you... Is this a bad time? We already ate. As soon as you can get out here, we're off 65 somewhere, just kind of pulled up by this tree that fell over. Okay, well, I don't know any of those people, but that does sound like the right area. You've been over here before? Okay, my pleasure. How long do you think you'll be? Hello? Are you bored? You? Yeah, most of the time. Play a game. What would you like to play? We can tell the future with this little tree branch. It's pretty easy. We just break off all the little sticks on each section and count through the different things that could happen. Okay, what should we ask? It should be about you. I can't do both the counting out and the questions. What kind of bed will I sleep in tonight? Ezra snaps the smaller branches away, one at a time, counting out possibilities. King size, queen size, twin size, bunk. Bunk. Okay, what else? What kind of job will I have next? Doctor, lawyer, taxman, driver. Driver. The other branches are too bare. Don't worry about it too much, it's just a bunch of sticks. I wish Julian wasn't so busy right now. He's got a lot of houses to carry still. I wish I could help more. I think they're on their way. Guess we have some time to kill. Pretty grim place to be stuck. I wonder what happened. To the tree, I mean. Maybe it was just old? You know what used to happen to old trees out in the forest? Wildfire would come through and clear them all out. Made room for the new trees. But then people built houses, and we can't have fires going all the time, so we keep putting them out, and now we have these old trees choking out the saplings. Starving the young trees for resources, just clinging on to life until snap. And then some road crew comes by and blasts the stump with dynamite. I think I'll take a look at that radio of yours. Maybe I can get it going again. No point just standing around. It is by Annapurna. I can't remember who did Oxenfree. It does kind of feel like... no, it's not the same people. Oops. Hello? Oh, okay. Where are we staying tonight? Oh, it's Junebug. I'll figure something out. Yeah, I know you will. Maybe it'd be nice to stay outside one of these nights. Power down enough just to rest, keep an eye on the stars. Be there when the birds wake up. Sounds romantic. I'm a real romantic, lucky me. Is the bike kind of dragging a bit tonight? We stripped our gear down pretty bare already. Yeah, beats hauling a couple guitars and amps around. You're cute when you're straining yourself. Oh, we should write a song about it. A fugue for solo guitar. Maybe for an encore. More than all the silver and gold of this earth. You should have been a poet. I'll leave poetry to the professionals. What's on your mind, Cricket? Oh, I don't know. Just looking at the stars. Hope we get there soon. Never been this late. Which star is your favorite? That little one in the corner. No, come back. It looked like they could use some help. You gonna fix it up for him, Johnny? Oh, I don't know, a wrench from a cattle prod. I thought maybe you... I guess it's up to some good Samaritan. We'll help him. You're the best. And hey, maybe if they're not busy, they can fill some seats at the gig. You know, if no one's there, Harry'll try and bilk us on our fee. Can I tell you guys, Grid stops for so many people that he has never met. I think that's my favorite part about him. He's just so unthinkingly helpful. We've stopped for more people on the side of the road, more people in the, I don't know, random, we've pulled out cars out of the snow. That's my favorite part about Grid. Maniacs. Are you okay? Sure, are you? Oh, no, I'm fine. Thanks. They were in a hurry. Where do you think they were headed? What do I think about where they were headed? Sometimes you're pretty abstract. Stay here. Careful, he's wicked with strangers. You... Who's chasing you? Hear that, Cricket? We're being pursued. I knew it. Who's after us? That's a good question. These folks seem to have a certain handle on the situation. So... Dinosaurs. Sure, something like that. Listen, we got 2 questions for you folks. What kind of people do you take us for? I mean, how do we strike you? Probably from space. I always said you fell from heaven, ma'am. Otherworldly. It's unmistakable. Now, here's another question for you. Do you like music? Lisette used to sing in taverns on the weekends. Beautiful stuff. Of course you do. Say, they should come to our gig. What an idea. Well, we're waiting for a tow. A tow? I won't hear about it. This time of night you'll be kicking your heels till dawn. We'll fix your truck up. Me and Johnny are a couple of regular gearheads. Why, I just put a new cylinder block on this baby over here. The Weird Vector. That's what we call our bike. We call it the Weird Vector. Because the front wheel's a little loose. We'll get y'all fixed up quick so you can come to the gig. See, we have a regular booking tonight and, well, we're running late. Very late. That's what I told him. Now the old man who runs this venue, Harry Esperanza, that's a name we've heard before. That's interesting. Is a notorious withholder, and if we don't get a few bodies in the crowd, well, he'll go all penny pinching on us. Just a short set. We only have 1 song prepared. You come to the gig, won't you? I guess. Oh, of course they will. Can you believe we almost didn't stop? Hungry old lady, I think we got a crust in the sidecar here. But Johnny saw you folks were in trouble. Well, it's all said and done. We stopped, that's all that matters. Our gig's at an old tavern called the Lower Depths. It's over there by old Charlie Moran Highway, just east off 65. We usually take a right on off the interstate around the petting zoo. Johnny likes the petting zoo. I do like the petting zoo. Now, all right, let's see about that truck of yours. I feel certain we can get it running. Okay. What did they say? I feel like I should go right there. East off of 65. I'm not sure if I should have gone there first. I feel like I should have gone there first. I feel like I made a bad choice. I wonder if they're gonna stay with me. Oh, they did. Interesting. Truck sounds like it's running kind of rough there. Better keep an eye on it. We're all running a little rough these days. Well, that's you and me anyway. Closer to the finish line than the start. Seems like it gets a little bumpier as you go. We met a friend of yours named Lula. Oh. Yeah, should have guessed you would. Did she say anything about me? She said you used to be lovers. Oh. Well, guess that was a long time ago. Do you have any games on your computer? Hey, you know what? I might. My niece works at the hospital, and she swung by for her lunch break an hour or 2 ago. She doesn't talk a whole lot, but I like her company. I heard her typing away in there. You might take a look. Wonder if the messages are changed. Oops. Psychotherapist. Sports medicine professional, 1973. Help desk at rustarchives.mail? What? Requested articles. Dear Mr. Wheattree, the articles that you've requested have been retrieved from storage and are ready for examination. They will be held at your convenience in our primary branch until the end of the month. You may visit us between sundown and sunrise at our night facility. We are an easy 3 gestures from the Bureau. Clockwise to the Anchor, counterclockwise to the Whirlpool, and then briefly clockwise. Account resolution options. Urgent. Dear Equus Oils, this is an urgent automated message regarding your overdue account. Your current account status is dire. New resolution options are available to you in one of our in-person account resolution centers. To ensure your account is resolved without interruption, visit us at your convenience. From the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Head clockwise for quite some time until you reach the Scarecrow, then turn around and go back to the Bat Feeder. Turn around and it's a short clockwise drive on your right. Sincerely, your friends at the Consolidated Power Co. Message. Oh, we already read that. Loading psychotherapist. Ready. I am the psychotherapist. Please describe your problems. I'm lost. Do you enjoy being lost? I don't have much to compare it to. That's quite interesting. I'd like to try an exercise now. Please, close your eyes and ask another person to read the following text aloud. It's summer. You're standing in a very long hall on a backless stool. The seat is upholstered in fake leather, slick with condensation. You shift your weight uncomfortably. At the other end of the long hall, a ceiling fan beats out the rhythm of seconds. The air in the very long hall is still. You need a shave. You feel 3 rough whiskers curled over your upper lip. You shift your weight on the slick leather seat and exhale gently to displace the 3 rough whiskers curled over your upper lip. The very long hall is silent, except for the ceiling fan beating out the rhythm of seconds, and the noise of your breath as you exhale gently to displace the 3 rough whiskers curled over your upper lip. Your tongue is burned. Perhaps you drank some coffee too quickly within the last several days. Your mouth is dry, and the lights are slowly dimming. It says I'm not supposed to read this part aloud. Okay, it's over. February 1973. Status, senior, GPA 3.0. Effect, bored. Explore the forest. It's raining. Mud is everywhere on the wings of owls and the jowls of stray dogs. Borrowing shelter with other mammals and then waking up late, damp and cold, waiting for the bus with other mammals. March 1973. Status, hiker, GPA 3.0. Effect, bored. T-H-R-E-E-R-O. Well, actually, it would be 3. Wait, no. 3. It would be 3. This is 3, because this is F, so it would be 3. R-O-U-G-H. W-H-I-S-K-E-R-S. Thank you. Sudden or repeated hyperextension of the big toe can cause a sprain in the ligaments around the joint, a painful injury known as turf toe. Huh. April 1973. Status, hiker, GPA 3.85. Effect, bored. Some students are fighting over a pinball game called The History of Aviation. All well drinks half price. Striking 3 bumpers decorated with jet engine icons initiates mid-air collision multi-ball. One student unlocks both Daedalus and Icarus, then spills a cocktail into the coin slot. Effect pensive. Time to make a decision. Hitchhike cross country. The road is dry. Road dirt encrusts the nostril. Settle inland, eventually frustrated. Score, pensive. Huh. Interesting. The farmhouse is silent and empty. The barn is still gone. So is the cave. A few horses graze in the empty field. The petting zoo is closed. Oh, we were here before. Feels a little like home, huh? But I wish it didn't. Well, can't control your feelings, right? The trash bin is filled. Several pairs of working shoes, a few hats, a small Ziploc bag with 3 pairs of eyeglasses. That seems like the same as the last time. Kinda late. Are you sure they're open? Sure, they're open. This is one of those places. We came by earlier and they were closed. Oh, you know what? Pretty rough, huh? We never went inside. Ah, it's not that bad. Head on in. We're not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? Hey, newbie. Act 3? Question mark? Ma'am, I hate to say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. What kind of music do you play? Like Cyrano Cole meets Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there too, like the early stuff before she joined the Sheet Swingers. Better drum programming though. Whisper wave, got it. I think he gets it, ma'am. Oh, he gets it. A rough brick between 2 pieces of stale bread sits in the center of the table, surrounded by a ring of undisturbed dust. I did notice the bricks, but I didn't understand why they were. Probably, newbie. I think a couple of people did. A bulky set of black goggles sits on the edge of the table next to it, an ashtray, a newspaper, and a few empty glasses. Huh. What is it? I guess, I don't know. Can I tell you about a horrible secret? I never wear eye protection in the shop. It's dangerous, I know, but I'm always looking back and forth from my oscilloscope to whatever I'm working on, and the scope has this peculiar kind of hard-bordered glow that I just... I've never found a pair of goggles or glasses that doesn't smear out the glow. At best, the lens softens everything so you can't quite find the edges. Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox's catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. A mini play? Yes, I think. All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. I don't think Conway should drink. Got any coffee going? No coffee. Hard Times whiskey. Say, shut the GD door, would ya? I can't afford to run the AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind, listen. I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Where is everyone? Everybody had to, clear out. Let's get set up, huh? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for... We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but also Couldn't you use a break, Harry? I've been on my feet all day. How's it looking out there? How y'all feeling tonight? Oh, this is the mini play? I thought you meant the other... I feel like I'll only understand questions about it after I've finished the whole thing. Like maybe once or twice. Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Harry adjusts the soundboard behind the bar. Wow, he's the sound guy too. How's that? Test, test, 1, 1, 1, 3, 50, lamentation, lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? How about you, old man? Not too bad. Well, we'll take care of that right now. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know. You like to drive around, old man? It's where I feel at home. Of course you do. So we were out riding around and we passed this old gaudy tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade, weeds in the parking lot, taps all dry, bats in the bar room, and run by this creaky old bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back here at lower depths. Hey now. So we stopped for an early drink and there was a lady singing right here on stage. And the song she sang, well, it stuck with us. And now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal and had a voice like Scotch whiskey. We just hoped we do her song justice. So here it is, Too Late to Love You. I wonder if who she saw was Lisette? Or even, what's her name? Lula, yeah. I mean, it seems like it doesn't matter. Each of the three. When you left me, I never should have met... Oh. Wish we'd met before. This is awesome. Hey, Crunk. It is very chill, but I'm very digging it. Really like the dress. And the boots. Wonder what would have been different if we picked vocals and drums. Because he's playing a guitar. I feel like I have to play this again by myself. When I don't have to read everything. Well, I hope you liked it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. You look like you spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We just gotta get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to the Zero? I don't know that it necessarily would have been spoilers. I don't know that any of this makes enough cohesive sense to spoil itself. I don't mean that as a negative. It's a very ephemeral game. I don't think you're gonna get it halfway through, but I don't think it's gonna detract from your experience if you watch a little bit of it and then go back and play. You know what I mean? Like, the vibe is the spoiler. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Rapt. I guess the usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just that... Damn it, I was trying to tell you two, I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU? Yeah, I traded them some... I traded them for some whiskey. And I guess I had some surplus credit. So I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to! Gotta keep this place open somehow, god damn it! Watch your language, Harry. Could you pay them with your IOU? Very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just... I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up, but for you to cash in, you'd have to go down to... You know... Down to the distillery. Down to hard times, and you know it's... You gotta take the zero. Well, so that's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but I hear people hear things. Rumors. You know another way to Dogwood Drive? Dogwood. Got a letter, did ya? I got a stack of them. Okay, sounds like the zero's your only course now. Harry, you're alright. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you gotta do. Take a left out of the parking lot and just fiddle around on your dial till you hear something familiar, but... I mean familiar, but strange. You know the feeling? Like, I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's deer, and I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that. You'll know it when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for, eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? Station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we heard it. What's this station? I've never heard this before. Sounds like horses running? A race? Zet and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah, I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big and, I don't know, you look in their eyes and they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time. Since they've been domesticated so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out? Is it this one? I think so. All right. Okay, so we can go to the Consolidated Power Office, the Rust Archives. Clockwise to the Anchor, counterclockwise to the Whirlpool. Maybe. Or maybe just not. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it right now. Poor Blue. What do you suppose happened here? Some kind of storm washed it away? Haven't seen much weather down here, though. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Time to cut him loose, ma'am? You bored? Ah, it's a slow night anyway. I'm happy just tagging along. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotten sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. I'm so thankful we can walk again. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart, while really you're in love with the young woman as well. It's just, and you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. Not sure you should be listening to this, kid. I'm not listening. But of course it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Ha! So I went back to university and I studied human-computer interaction, then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. Take care, Macho Man. Thanks for stopping in. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. The fuck? Have we heard about Amy before? I don't know who Amy is. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where that old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. Thought you might be one of them. Oh no, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we route the smoke out through... That is... What were we talking about? You were singing? Oh, you caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. In old Kentucky, where my love a lonely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. From then on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and... That is... What were we talking about? What's that computer over there? Looks pretty vintage. Looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot. Or to flower. Oh, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... You look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffuse-based transistor circuitry? Sounds like it would short-circuit? Certainly, certainly. But not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in non-linear, chaotic patterns. We got it a bit, through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard, "My name is Reason, King of Kings." But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. Did you say something? I'm just interested in the mold computer. The mold computer that... Oh, Xanadu! You heard about it! Perhaps you've read about it in a journal? It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative at Post-Structural Witness. Evolved and then deteriorated. I'm afraid you're too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? bet Junebug's just like, nope. Who do I want the focus on? Ezra's the saddest. And he hasn't really admitted that yet, or at least I haven't really made him admit that yet. But Conway, I still feel like Conway's the driver. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. Shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Do you know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, it could... And I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space? The one we're standing in now? Kind of spooky, but I'm not scared. Spooky for a baby. I think we'd all agree that's a fair assessment. How could... Wait, let's unpack that for a moment. What makes it spooky? No, how do you know it's spooky, or would be spooky for a baby? The shadows. Sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be their projections, or maybe their anatomies. How's that? Can you tell where we are now? Surrounded by creeping anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Okay. Good. Now, you're standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. Sorry to disappoint? No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on this project. He said he needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing, someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I've put in the hours, believe me, I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I wonder that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. A man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks the passage to the far side of the spire. The kingdom is in peril. Well, what else is new? Do you work here? Work. You could call it that. I gather old circuit boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. I put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. Means I took the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. Senescence? I looked that up once and now I've forgotten. The kingdom is in peril. A woman in a long, worn shirt stares at the fire, lost in thought. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Thank you, Junebug. This thing is in rough shape. Try blowing on it. Conway blows some dust off the keyboard and presses the return key. You are standing at the end of the road? Okay, that's worse. Kinda looks like a house, type house. Joseph and Lula remove the computer, crying on their backs and being something? Did that say Lula? Got the machine in the school of something. Tune to my voice so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has punch cards transcribed from the looks too typewritten. Add the paper to the reader. Oh, I have my portable degausser with me. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field of sorts that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degausser cleans that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around it until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Worth a shot. All of the Mountain King. Well, okay. Stalactites adorn the ceiling. The center of enormous rock spire. This is where you set up your premature end of file. Press any key to quit. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. No, we need the punch card. Don't we have a punch card? Fuck. Bizarre. And what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Maybe he's gonna send us for the punch cards. Didn't we pick something out of the books? But yeah, they were in the backpack. Oh man, we really had to go all the way around, didn't we? So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Is that the end? The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. But you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There's so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory. Exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems. Real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Ooh, the miners? Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What were they working on? Shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I never should have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, I'd... Lula? Lula Chamberlain? Yeah, of course. Oh, do you know her? How do you know her? It was a long time ago. All this, you see, just look at it. Oh, she's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula's gone from here, but still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle. A shrine to perfect simulation. Until... But maybe... Those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. May be dangerous. I sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them, to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines. Crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal and then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. Still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left. Oh good, so he's smoking the mold. Hell yeah. Okay. Do as you're told, don't eat the mold. Well, this can't be right. It looks like an old church. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Ryan Nieswanger, generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. Oh boy. HT bunch of numbers. Fill date June 29th. Notes of almond. Okay. Andrew Hawes and Chris Carteret. We think you two would really have liked each other. Below the inscription. Fill date July 24th, weird finish. Christine Roper always had a far-off look. Probably still does. Fill date August 1st, aftertaste of rainwater. Crystal Bellavrio or Zalin Kamensky. Fill date September 8th, sweet and fungal. Mikkel Angaju Rasmussen would have wanted it this way. Fill date September 9th, maple and turpentine. Aaron Paulini should have said something. Fill date November 1st, sense of foreboding. Unknown seemed reasonable. Fill date November 2nd, easy on the nose. Find any lizards? One, but it went under a rock. That's lizards for you. Is that guy your boyfriend? No, what's a boyfriend anyway? It's a word people use because everyone else does. Doesn't mean anything to me. He's my cricket. See? It means something. It's specific. Sounds lonely. Not for us. You just gotta make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear. An old tape player. Wow, this is very surprising out of nowhere information. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we weren't miners. We slipped out into the road, just these two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. Sure, some people are born into a family, nothing wrong with that. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. Doesn't matter. Right. Okay. We got what we need. Let's go. Trace an orbit round the road and close your eyes with holy dread, for we on mold and whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh, soon the visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to scrape the mold off the timing crystal. But the mold? Of course. Too much mold on the timing crystal would send the simulation adrift. Each moment lived out of sync. By all means, yes. Clean the timing crystal. I am sad that I didn't pick the percussive maintenance option earlier, but it just seemed too aggressive. This walk is forever. Just in case we forgot what it was like to not be able to walk fast. They're reminding us. Do you see anything that looks like a timing crystal? Yeah, right here behind the control panel. It's filthy. Right, we're supposed to scrape off this black moldy stuff. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. You know what's interesting about this? It's so obtuse that I find the dialogue options are easier for me to connect with. When things are more realistic, there's always something that I would never do or I would never say, but in these sorts of ephemeral situations, I can always find something that I really connect with and find meaning with. That's neat. Nice, there we go. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. You are inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible, modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. Beacon. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. North. You are in open forest with a... Wow, you're early. Hello. Oh, I got distracted. Yeah. Sorry, thank you. Can we climb a tree? I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Can we dig a hole? You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in forest. Hey, it's a maze. East. You're in forest. Lula is here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she is doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio's circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff, just don't forget to give it back. West? You are in forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. I've been noting down the sounds of the forest with an ear for speech. An inborn filter for poetry, I suppose, so maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. Oh, what about Donald? At edge of hole. Great. You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Shine the lamp into the hole? Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamplight only reaches a few yards down into the hole, where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Down. The cave walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. You lose your footing and fall to your death. Well, that was abrupt. We yote. Ben yote. Your score was 0 out of a possible 8,192. What? Hey, we got an achievement for that. You may continue or quit. Maybe we need to climb down more carefully? Alright, fine. Yell. I only understood you as far as wanting to yell. Yell, any pirates down there? No response. Sorry, kid, you're batting 0 today. At least we know there's no pirates. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. Are we Donald, or are we... Should we have found Donald? Probably shouldn't do that. You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back. You make an awkward joke.
Uh-huh.
Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. What's the gear they're carrying? Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice, so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punched cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Oh my god. Ezra, shut up. Ask Lula where the treasure is. If we knew that, we wouldn't have to set up down here. I hope you think this environment will help our project, get us in touch with a deep romantic reverence for some kind of profound natural spookiness, but I was more comfortable in our lab. Right, Eben? Yeah. Like, I keep holding on. This act has to end soon, right? So this one has hurt my throat a little. The university picked the worst time to cut our funding. Typical institutional stinginess and academic politics. I mean, I felt like we were getting really close to something. Anyway, I don't know if it's sustainable down here. You know, to live and work here together. Oh, is it not? Oh yeah, there's a lot of talking. I thought you were gonna say you are not close to any sort of respite, Ella. What? Oh, hi, Link. I wasn't expecting you.
He jumped up
Oh, now he gone.
and now give up. This is the great cat swap.
Hey, Donald, can you help me wire up those generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. It was a Link, yeah. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have more to tell us. Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color lead goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean. Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves to... Do you know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint, and we say, there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls, and I see a crude painting, thousands of years old. 2 men and a woman, and a woman. Charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there, to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment, a worry, maybe a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out.
You know.
Hey, Cthulix. Do I get to participate in this? I don't want to demagnetize it again. It seems to fuck up. You rush down the tunnel. It was fucking before. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. That got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. Oh, it's like the rest of our skeleton.
Yeah, don't degauss that.
Don't degauss our skeleton. You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally. Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Ooh. Well, I think David would follow Lula. That seems to go without saying. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourselves cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Let's find a way out of here. Escape. That is not a verb I recognize. Look for escape. You can't see any such thing. Listen, I think they've gone back to work. They seem strange somehow. Maybe they've forgotten about us. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? Search for him. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Down one of the tunnels? Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment cast angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Joseph climbs down from rope still tied above. That damn sound! Those damn voices! I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but at every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and the caves, I came across the Zero. I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned into my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Nothing. Just, Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard that same damn stories I have. Doesn't matter now, damn it, I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Get him back on track, we're so close. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you are working on together. You'll all die in these damn cold caves, and what about those men? You know they'll come back. Suggest finding somewhere safe to start a fire. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero. Whoa, don't let her leave us here. Get Lula's attention. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damned machine does with it. Oh God. Well, we have lost both of them. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Thanks, Xanadu. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wandered the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity. Ain't it the truth? My Aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes and oil. She had this model. I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everybody call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room, while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. Colonel had this magnificent hair. Long, black hair that ran down just the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. Sun was setting. Early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver and I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. Oh my God, please give me a break. We're so close to something. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous, open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous, rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistance, 0. Realism Index, 37%. Romance Index, 2%. Mold Coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire? Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Marianne, who studies fine art. Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Was she debugging? I don't remember. Ugh. Sleep. Time passes. Marianne fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Now is the time to continue your work. You've hired Greg. Marianne makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible, leathery tumbleweeds. Greg types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Greg identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation but is unable to fix it. Marianne extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Intruders! Strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Research assistants. Ugh. We got stuff to do. Quit game? It's not a game. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Eat the lamp. Don't be ridiculous. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. One of them, a mathematician named Weaver, follows the strangers into the tunnel. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night, you have visitors. Outsiders. Different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Okay. 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 I have to take a break. My throat hurts really bad. I imagine we can bash this out and... Oh, Lula's here! Oh shit, that's exciting. Alright. I imagine we can finish this next time. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all get some good rest tonight. I know I'm gonna try. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.